with another episode of Nothing But Facts. Don't look at me with that face. This is episode 36, season 3. I'm Cole Rogers, grandson of Steve Rogers, son of Aaron Rodgers. My house is too cold. Don't mind the Russian hat. It's all good. But I'm here with the bestest co-host in the whole wide world, Mr. Trill Bill.
Hey man,
Action Jackson, top 10 in rushing and receiving. How you feel
oh,
about the comeback? Talk about that real quick. Top five in passing. I know that, but just go. Have your minute. Have your couple minutes of fame. Talk about that comeback. Talk about Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, all them boys.
it was fucking amazing to watch. Where do I begin? We were down 16-3, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, we come out of halftime, and they had the ball first, and you know, I think we were able to stop them. They might have scored on us. I don't remember too much, but I was like, fuck it, we got to make something happen. So we get the ball, pinned kind of deep, and we just start moving. And a stat popped up on that exact drive, and it was like Lamar Jackson is currently 15 of 19 for 170 yards. Remember that. 15 of 19 with 170 yards, and this is
Mm-hmm.
basically the first drive of the third quarter. This man finishes 37 of 43. So he only throws two more incompletions. From there on out, he goes 22 of 24, bruh. Like, I don't know what people want from this man at this point. Like, the man just be slinging dope, like on a rope. No need, no pun intended. He just gets it done. He's from Broward County. He got pictures with Kodak. He does it, bro. Like it's nothing. And then we go down there and he fumbles, bro. And I'm like, oh Jesus. And no cap, when they was returning that fumble, I was like, bro, when they pitched it back, I started shitting bricks. I was like, oh, they look like the old Ravens. They pitched it and they about to crib it, and then that corner just hit a speed boost like I've never seen before, and I was highly concerned. And then they reviewed the play, and then they brought it back, and then they still went down and scored on our ass. Jonathan Taylor had, if anyone owned Jonathan Taylor this week in fantasy, he had a good week for you. He went fucking stupid.
Finally,
He had like, I think this is back to back weeks because he had a pretty good game against Miami last week, and then
yeah. But the type
he
of workhorse he is, it annoys me as being a owner of not an owner, but a fantasy manager of Jonathan Taylor, and they still want to use Marlon Mack. Like, come on, Marlon Mack ain't no Jonathan Taylor, bro. Just go, like, let Jonathan Taylor go crazy. Yeah, it's not
I
like you
don't
got
even
a
know
top
where
tier quarterback over
Nyheim
there.
Hines was half of that game. Like it was such a weird game. Like it was so weird. And Carson Wentz was spraying. He threw
MVP
for
Carson
four,
Wentz.
he threw for 400 yards, bro. This was the best game Carson Wentz like has played in a few years type shit.
Since that MVP season before he fried his leg.
He was out there just phew, 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 phew. And I was like, hey man, I gotta commend you on that. But yeah, Lamar sat there on the sideline. He was like 22-3, hold my beer. And we just went demon time at that point. We slid. Hollywood got his first catch in the third quarter, finished with 9 for $125 and 2 tutties. Mark had 11 for 147, 2 tutties, 2 extra point conversions. That's 20 receptions and over 270 receiving yards from the two Oklahoma boys.
Mm-hmm.
And how we think and what we know, Oklahoma pulled off one of the greatest comebacks this past weekend as well. And then the two Oklahoma boys pulled off a big ass comeback Monday night. And I'm just saying, I don't know anything, but yeah, man, it was watching it. I was like, bruh, it's beautiful. And then that whole last drive, once Tavon Young hit the tight end, first of all, I wanted to teleport through the TV because I was like, that's some cheap shit. Like he baited him, and then his dumb ass fell for the bait, and then they missed the field goal, and I was like, Jesus is on our side. And once we won the coin toss and Lamar got the ball, I wasn't concerned. I wasn't. He didn't throw an incompletion on that last drive. I wasn't concerned at all.
Yeah, I don't know what else they need to see from him. I think it's just at this point that they're mad that he's proving them wrong, so they just want him to fail more, because he doesn't have to throw it like crazy, and when he has to throw it like crazy because they're down, how he just was this past Monday, look what he did. So it's like, what more do you want from him? He obviously, look, he's better than your favorite running back or your team's best running back, and 99% chance that he's better than your favorite quarterback. So it's like, it's okay to be mad. Just respect his game, respect his greatness. Only unanimous MVP in NFL history. Come on, bro. Him
I
and
mean,
Steph Curry got one thing in common. A lot of people don't got something in common with Steph Curry.
at this rate, he's going pretty stupid, and it's like the total yards he can amount to this season, we could finish like 11-6, 12-5. But if he continues on this ridiculous pace, bro, he could have over 6,000 total yards. I don't think that's ever been done in NFL history.
And what I tell you at the beginning of the season, okay, it's gonna happen.
I don't know about the 1,500, but he can definitely.
happen.
He's doing demon stuff, and he's just not from this planet, and you got to respect that, bro. He's from Broward County, where we reside. So yeah,
yeah, of course. Yeah, let's move on. Not even into this past week 5. Let's just talk about today's game really quick. I started off with Devontae Smith just because I have him. The Buccaneers on the outside get torched by literally every single team they play with, and then the other way around, the other team has to score points because Tom Brady's. You're not gonna hold him to under probably 25 points unless you're Bill Belichick, like you saw a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's gonna be a shootout tonight. I'm like it. Jalen Hurts is the truth, especially when it comes to being in shootouts and having to do shit like that and do miraculous things. So yeah, I like it. I'm still rocking with the Bucks, but I think it's gonna be a great game for Brady, Hurts, great game for Antonio Brown, great game for Leonard Fournette because the Eagles can't stop anything on the run, and great game for Devontae Smith as well.
Honestly, the other thing that I've noticed is that, first of all, Antonio Brown hit an amazing stat this past week.
Say like 27 points, 2 touchdowns.
Forget that. He hit his 900th career catch, and he did it faster than Marvin Harrison, who did it in 149 career games.
You brought up a stat like, making like history or whatnot. Lamar Jackson has the most. He's tied with Dan Marino, and I forgot who the guy was behind him for most wins by the time, I guess, at the age of 25. I don't think Lamar is 25, and he turns 25 in January, so he's going to break the record. So that's another record he's going to have. So it's like, and that's Dan Marino right there, who people say if he played in this era, he'd be the best quarterback because he'd just be letting that shit fly. So it's like, come on, bro. What more do you want from Lamar Jackson?
Not only that, there's one stat that I don't think people really understand. They say that Lamar Jackson is 34-8 in his first 50 career games, and that's not true. The man has only started 42 games and is 34-8 in those games. He will get to game 50 as a starter sometime this season, and he can possibly have 40 plus wins. Right? That's fucking insane. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's a 4-1 win-loss ratio at the age of 24 years old for someone that they said couldn't play the position of quarterback. And it's like, bro, I don't know what else y'all want from the man. But in tonight's game, like I was saying about AB, he broke that 900 catch record in 143 games. And the other thing we have to remember is, bro, how many games did this nigga miss? How much time? How many?
Future.
Like,
he called a couple things right.
Like, let's just say nothing goes bad in Oakland. He probably hits that in like 130 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he would be in that like greatest. He would start moving into that Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice type fucking conversation with the top receivers to ever do it. And it's like, that's crazy, bro. He's gonna finish with like 1,000 catches in his career, and bro, it's insane. Tom Brady's setting this shit up to where all of them are gonna be Hall of Famers at this point.
Oh yeah, Mike Evans like 7 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. Chris Godwin is just there. He does casual things. Antonio Brown's going to the Hall of Fame. Gronkowski, bro, I don't know how many touchdowns this man has. Man, making Leonard Fournette, he's the top 15 running back in fantasy. Giovanni Bernard, going crazy in the passing game.
Back from the dead, bro. I saw him catch that swing pass last week, and I was like,
wow. Wait, they signed Richard Sherman as well too, right?
Bruh, they're calling any and everybody. They're just like, yo, we need you.
Wait, bro, you need a ring? I know there's so many guys in the league that's just like, bro, just give me one ring so I can retire. It's like my family wants me to come home, but it's like, no, I need that ring.
It's fucking ridiculous. But shit, from here we could talk about your team. take me through that game last week because I fell asleep. I can't
Oh,
even lie.
Joey B. I mean, I'd be working on Sunday, so I really can't I try to watch it, but and then at the same time, bro, I get too much anxiety, especially with the amount of missed field goals that happen, and just like it's just too much stress, too much anxiety, bro. I think, bro, it's too much, and it's like, bro, we should be able to beat Joey B, and it's like, but Joey B is obviously the truth. We have no Jair Alexander, so Jamar Chase is gonna go crazy. But I think there was a total of maybe 5 missed field goals in that game, and it's like one of them is from Mason Crosby, who's literally a goat when it comes to the kicking position. And it's like, yo, I had to take it off at a point. In overtime, I barely watched the game because you know how much it is to watch a field goal after field goal after field goal. And it's like, it's Joe B, but it's like, bro, this man, Aaron Rodgers, he got co-signed by Aaron Rodgers. Just slide. You're too talented, just slide, because if not, you're going to get CT and you're going to be where Andrew Luck is. That Aaron, yo, that's crazy. Aaron said that's one thing I wish I would have told Andrew Luck. It's like, damn, if only. We could only imagine. But yeah, just too much anxiety, too much stress, but that's Packers for you. We're either beating someone's ass like we did to the Lions a couple weeks ago, or we're in a close-ass fucking game. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Fields makes this shit close on Sunday just because that's how we are. That's just the type of team we are. Even though, we're top tier and we're going to be there near the ending come January, but it's just full on anxiety for my team every single week.
I fucking can relate. These first 5 weeks for the Ravens have been nerve-wracking to say the fucking least, and it's like I'm just here for the ride at this point. Whatever happens, happens. This is the first time I've ever said this. I am so looking forward to a bye week for my team. Like I can't even explain it, bro. Like we need that shit. Like I swear we just hanging on for dear life because it's like, yo, we doing shit, and I'm like,
Lamar got an illness again. Shit just going crazy.
Man, he gets, bro. Whoever is cooking for him can't cook, bro, or whatever he be eating, drinking. Stop it. Just stop it, bro. I don't know what he's doing, but he need to get it together. Of course, we need to talk about all the rookie quarterbacks last week.
We can go off one by one. Okay, we can start off with Thursday, and then I'm rookie quarterbacks, but obviously the Rams won by 9 against the Seahawks. Talk to another Broward County resident is going to fill in for I stand future, so I can't say so. Fuck Russell Wilson. I hope he gets better though, but we got to stand future on this side. But yeah, Geno Smith.
That finger's not getting better anytime soon.
Yeah, that's big money. That's big. Like Seattle might miss the playoffs, and this is where it starts turning. Are you gonna help? Is Pete Carroll out or is Russell Wilson out? Because to be honest, I feel like Russell Wilson, he shouldn't finish his career there. I feel like they don't appreciate him. They don't love him. That defense went away, and they're like, shit, we don't know what else to do. We had Cam and we had Earl and we had Richard. They just did their shit and. Yeah, and we had Marshawn Lynch too. Like Chris Carson, his neck be hurting, his shoulder be hurting. It's just like I feel like Russell Wilson, he needs to get out of there sooner than later.
I had a crazy thought, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know because I'm like, there's a place he can go, and I feel
Pittsburgh or Atlanta, because I feel like Watson and
Wilson,
somebody needs to end up on one of those.
Scary. It's even scarier than that. Could you imagine if Bill Belichick was like, fuck it, give me Russell Wilson?
It's a wrap.
Exactly, bro. It's a wrap. It's terrible.
I think he likes Mac.
Oh, no, I do too, but I'm just like, that's a place where he can go, and it's like, they're damn near back to the shit they used to be on with 12. Like, that's a fucking scary team.
Mac got a high completion rate. I think Bill knows what he's got. He's just letting him marinate over there and cook up like he did with Tom. He's like, Russ has got to go over there. I'm not trying to see Aaron Donald 2 times a year. I'm not trying to see the Cardinals front 7 2 times a year. And I'm not trying to see
when the 49ers had the whole first round.
Bosa's still over there. I'm not trying to see them boys at all. Moving on to the next game. I mean, we already talked about the Packers and Bengals, and we talked about your game. Kyle Pitts finally went crazy against the Jets, but it's the Jets with no Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley.
Exactly.
But it's about time though, because he was picked number 4 overall this past draft for a reason.
If he didn't do anything this week, this would have been a major cause for concern.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, moving on to the next game, the Vikings beat the Lions. I don't have anything to say other than that Justin Jefferson is a beast. Alexander Mattison proves that why you might not need to pay running backs because the man is a monster, over 20 fantasy points, over 100 scrimmage yards. I think both games that he's played this year where Dalvin's missed, he's had over 100 scrimmage yards. And it's just like, are they really going to sign Dalvin Cook? Because it sucks because when he's on, that's top 2 running back in the game. But, the man can't stay healthy. Let's keep it real. So, At what point are you gonna just be like, bro, you gotta go? Like, let's
I
keep it a
think
buck.
it may not be that. It's they may have to. You're gonna have to sit Dalvin down and let him know that we'll pay you, but we're not gonna pay you that much because we also have to pay this motherfucker, and it's gonna become a 1-2 combination like everywhere else in the NFL. Because I don't get why they're trying to still run one back a game, 20, 30 carries. I'm like,
There's only one
literally,
guy that could do that.
literally there's only one guy that can do that, and then there's only one other guy I know the NFL attempts to do that with, and I swear he always gets hurt like 2 weeks later, and that's Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon be getting like 30 carries sometimes, and then he just
And
pop up.
he goes crazy. He goes crazy, and then he tweaks an ankle or some shit. And then obviously Derrick Henry and McCaffrey could do it, but as we see, McCaffrey does it, and then he just fries himself for like 4 weeks. But yeah, there's only one person. It's Derrick Henry. Like literally like 35 carries a game, no problem. Comes back next Sunday, does it all over again. You cannot stop that man. I feel bad for the backup running back because even if Derrick Henry gets hurt, he's like, bro, I'm not going out there. I can't do that. You're gonna be disappointed in me. There's no way. 18 carries, I can't even do that.
He's gonna be like, bruh, you know how Derrick Henry says he gets stronger with each carry? I'm gonna get to carry 30 and be like, bruh, I don't know which way. I don't know
That's
what's
the
the A
deadly
gap or the
shit.
B gap.
As the
Just
game gets late, that's some deadly shit. Same thing with Kareem Hunt said to Nick Chubb. He's like, as the game gets later, he goes more crazy, and it's like, bro, you know, your body has to be hurting, and you're just like, nah, this shit, the adrenaline pumping in that blood, he's good.
and the shit that I gotta remember about Nick Chubb is that he tore his shit up terribly too back at Georgia. Like it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. Like Marcus Lattimore type shit bad. Damn, do y'all remember? Do you remember that name, Marcus Lattimore?
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Running back from South Carolina, had all the hype in the world, but
He
then
did
tore up.
his knee did the stanky leg, right?
Yep, yep. Had when I mean just he was legit AP and Leonard Fournette and like Walter Payton wrapped into one. Like it was fucking terrifying.
And when it was that knee injury, really just he was done.
Oh no, like it was comparable to Willis McGahee because he got hit head on, and then the best way I can describe it is he rolls over and then his leg rolled over after.
Oh yeah, GG's in the chat. Just spend time with
Exactly.
your
Like
family.
the way I describe that doesn't even sound correct.
Just
Like
spend time with your family, man. It's all good.
literally, he
Get
took
better.
out an insurance policy and he was like, if I'm not drafted by the first or second round, I'll get this much money and just go chill. And that's what he did. He's a smart nigga. It's a very smart nigga.
For sure. Moving on, Broncos lose to the Steelers 27-19. Juju's out for the year, but still, Big Ben is your quarterback. Najee Harris looking like a true RB1. And yeah, then you got Deontay Johnson, had the most drops last year, but so far has had, I think, 39 targets with 0 drops. Shout out to that boy. Shout out to Chase Claypool.
He's gonna go stupid this year, and Claypool as well. I think people should go ahead. If you don't have James Washington, you should probably look into
James
that
Washington's fire.
because he's now receiver 3, and Ben is gonna throw him the ball. He likes him, so that's a team to look into. Just because, look, bro, they're basically the same thing from last year. They don't trust the run game yet, and I don't see where they're gonna lean on it besides in like 3rd and 1 or goal line situations. So Ben is still
I
gonna
think with
go
Najee, they
30,
can.
40 times. So yeah, man. So whole that receiving core is someone to look into at this point. Still,
Moving on, we got Tom Brady. You know, he has a couple sons. One of them is the entire AFC East, including the Miami Dolphins. 45-17, 5 touchdowns. Come on, bro. It's 21 straight points in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't know what else. It's just the Dolphins. They're a mess. The Dolphins are always a mess. They never went for Drew Brees. That's 1 year that cursed. That's one decision that cursed them for 20 years. They drafted Tua over Herbert. That's going to be another decision that cost them 20 years. Let's keep it real. The Dolphins are just a fucking mess. And there's no other way to put it. That shit, like, I hope that shit marinates in their head, because to realize this organization is not that intelligent. For the fact that you took, like, bro, you know what it is that you didn't see what Herbert did in the fucking Rose Bowl, and you gonna take Tua? like right there, and I know Tua is the most like statistically the best Alabama quarterback, but like you see the track record. I don't care if he's different. I don't care if he's lefty. I would have not touched him just because you see McElroy, you see all these guys on the SEC network trying to live their dreams out. When no, bro, like no, like I would have taken, man. I'm sorry for you Dolphin fans, because it's gonna be another 15 plus years of just regretting with what ifs. You better go trade for number 4 in Houston, or you're gonna have a long ass fucking decade again.
You need to start tanking for Arch Manning already.
At this
But
point, you might as well do some 76er shit because that kid's gonna be the truth, man. Come on, bro. You know who his uncles are. He got that shit in his blood. He really gonna be the truth.
exactly. Yeah. The only thing I'll say about Tua is I always had questions just because he got exposed in that one national championship against Clemson. Like, and the ironic thing is the corner that was picking him off then got exposed the following year by LSU for like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So I'm just like,
The
bruh,
LSU team had JJ and Chase, right?
they were just shitting on people.
That shit is deadly. And Clyde Edwards. Yo, that team is. Yo, you know how many
Joe
first rounders
Burrow
right there?
and
There's
Thaddeus
4.
Moss and Patrick Queen and Kalavion Chason, bro, they had like 4 or 5 like top 60 picks on that team type shit. Like it was ridiculous.
That's insane. Moving on. Saints win 33-22 against the football team. Winston has 4 TDs. You know, that's how Jameis is. 1 week he looks like I don't even know. Next week he's a fucking top tier quarterback. Alvin Kamara had 2 touchdowns. Marcus Callaway had 2 touchdowns. The Saints are a weird team because their defense is straight and it's gonna hold them. But at the end of the day, the biggest question mark is Jameis. Can he be consistent? Because if he's consistent, they're a playoff team. But if not, it's like something.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, he'll play like he's like shit. Like I don't. Zach Wilson's been in. I don't even know, man. Just throw some name out there. Like Jameis plays like he's a straight up scrub, but at the same time, then he reminds people why he was a Heisman winner and won a national championship.
It blows my mind with Jameis. I won't even cap because it's like, bruh.
And you know he's good because he's still able to be in the league and like start. So it's like he's got the talent.
But at the same time, it's like you still make questionable ass decisions, Jameis, and it's like, I love you. I always want to see you prosper. FSU gang, crab legs, all the good shit.
You
But
remember
it's
what he
like,
said? He's like, what coach tell us? Oh, he said that shit was
bruh,
funny.
he just be saying stuff, and it's like the CTE kicking. I know you from Alabama. You out here in the big world now. You wasn't ready for this, but you're here now. You're a starting quarterback, and you got a chance to maybe be a wild card team because I mean, let's face it, in the NFC, they're taking 7 teams, and honestly, I think that the NFC West is going to start to just beat up on each other. So you can't take
The
any.
West, you could cut out the Seahawks already, and then I don't think if Trey Lance is hurt and Garoppolo is not the answer, so I'll give it to the Rams and what the hell's the other team? The Cardinals. They're both going to get to the playoffs. Then you go to the Packers division. I think it's just the Packers and possibly the Vikings because they like to come alive out of nowhere.
Don't even talk about the NFC East.
The
Don't
East
even.
it's just the Cowboys, and then the West is the Bucks, and then unless Sam Darnold, you saw what happened last week with Sam Darnold. He played like New York Jets Sam Darnold. So I think it's between them and the Saints. Which quarterback is going to stay consistent enough to grab them a playoff spot?
Exactly. I'm like, a playoff spot is basically on the line right there because, like you just went through those.
Unless Geno Smith could keep them afloat, you could cut Seattle's chances out because it's going to be about a month minimum. That's 4 games with them playing Pittsburgh on Sunday night as the first game. Like they can easily end up being like fucking 2-6, 2-7, and just be fried.
Exactly. Not happy times.
If you go 2-2 in the split, if that is what Russell Wilson misses, then you're in the green. But if you only get 1 win or you don't win shit, like then it's like, let's see if Geno Smith is like a Teddy Bridgewater and could hold the boat down. Did you freeze? Did this guy freeze? Bro, this guy's always freezing. What is happening? There's another episode of Winton freezing. The aliens took him. I'm about to go into the Eagles and Panthers game. Winton, are you here? Winton fried himself again. Yo, this guy is hilarious. Why is he always freezing? What is happening? There's another episode of Winter freezing. The aliens took him. Bro, why is this man frozen? Yo, why is he frozen? Yo, you always freezing. Bro, this man froze again, dog. Wi-Fi on 2. This man got a Wi-Fi of 2. Yo, why is he frozen? Yo, you always freezing. Yo, this man really froze. Hello, hello, hello. It's another episode of Winton Freezing.
I got Comcast coming to the crib tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we don't need to talk about all these games because people about to stop watching because Tom Brady and Jalen Smith about to go at it. I mean, the only other crazy game, to be honest, besides the Patriots coming back because it was just against the Texans and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are for real this year because their defense is young and crazy. There's only two other games to talk about, and first of all, we could talk about Justin Herbert and why he's a fucking problem. Austin Eckler 3 total touchdowns. Justin Herbert 5 total touchdowns against the Browns, over 50 fantasy points. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, the best duo in football when it comes to running the football. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, both top 10 fantasy running backs. Kareem Hunt sitting higher than Nick Chubb right now at number 6 compared to Nick Chubb, I believe, at 8. 47-42 final score. Chargers win. Baker Mayfield, I think, that's the reason the Browns won't ever do anything because of him. Because at the end of the day, I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt carry that team. That's why it was 42-47. Because other than that, it might have been a blowout. Because Baker's not throwing with Herbert. Let's keep it a buck. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that team goes as far as the running backs take them. It's just that simple. Baker is a game manager. He's like Alex Smith, other people like that of that nature. Just don't lose the game for us, and we should be fine. Our defense will make a stop, hopefully, and nobody can really stop our run game. And yeah, it's just interesting when they actually when he finds himself in Lamar's position or that Lamar position of you're down by double-digit scores and double-digit points and you have to throw. Baker doesn't look like shit at that point. So yeah, like you said, they go as far as Baker, and Baker's not taking them that far. It's just that simple.
And going on to the last and final game, we could talk about Mr. Josh Allen versus Mahomes. Mahomes, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. The Chiefs never had a chance. Josh Allen is the real deal. I think 4 total touchdowns with a rushing one, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on passing. The Chiefs kind of, they're not blitzing Mahomes every year. I mean, anymore. They don't really have a running game. Let's see if Darrell Williams could fix something that's Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't doing. But yeah, this is why I tweeted what I tweeted about people catching up to Mahomes, because it's like, I know he's talented, but does it kind of help when you got that crackhead over there and you have the best tight end since maybe not even Gronk, but skill-wise, maybe since Tony Gonzalez? Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's like, who you really like? Let's keep it a buck. And let's see, like you said, one of these younger quarterbacks are going to do the Tom Brady and take a pay cut so they could get a defense. Because, bro, the Chiefs are going to be in a shootout every single game because their secondary cannot stop shit. I don't know who that safety is that plays next to Honey Badger. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Yes, bro. The amount of times you see there's pictures on Twitter of Tyrann Mathieu just looking at him like, bro, are you serious, bro? The man gets burnt on every single fucking play. He let Knox get wide open for a 55-yard score. So it's pretty much like, bro, they're going to, it's as far as Mahomes goes. And if he's having a bad game, then you see what happens. Because if that offense can't keep up with the other offense, that defense isn't going to help Mahomes by any means.
Any means necessary. Yeah, bro, like that team is just, it's a scary time for the Chiefs because it's not that people are figuring you out. It's just, okay, it's simple. I'll double team Kelsey, tell my secondary, don't let number 10 get behind you, and that's it. And you make them beat you. And then on the other side of the football, you take your time, don't make mistakes. You can go for it on 4th downs, and you keep Mahomes off the field as long as possible, and you score. It's just that simple. You don't have to call any complicated ass plays, no reverses or change up your offense. Nah, just be efficient, and they'll feel the pressure, and he'll press after a while, and you may get a turnover or 2. It's just that simple. Just that simple. But yeah, man, let the people know where they can find us.
Yeah. As always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, MBF_Clo, MBF_Trill, MBF_podcast, at the Icon Network, at Unwrapped Sports, on YouTube, MBF_podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Nothing but facts all together. Apple Podcast, Spotify. We'll be back next week, probably around Monday or Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday. We might have a special guest. Who knows? We'll see. Let's go. You take care of yourselves. By this time next week, the NBA season will start off. And the Knicks will be going on to win their championship since the 70s. No, I'm joking. LeBron's going to be on the quest for number 5. Yeah, it's gonna be a
Morgan.
walkie season, as every season always is, especially in the NBA. There's always some walkie stuff that's happening, and this year will only be even crazier. Y'all
It's the
take care.
75th anniversary of the NBA as well.
There's some walkie shit. You, it's hard, man. Don't worry. What's it? Zach gonna chop it up. Don't worry. There's gonna be a video. But y'all take care of each other. Be safe, man.